for joining us on this special broadcast. We have a special guest on this show this morning on Republic TV. As India unites to fight COVID-19, it's heartening to see how every Indian citizen, every Indian company is stepping forward to do their bit. And Amazon is one of them. And Amazon is doing its best to ensure that we are equipped and we get all the possible help the world over in fighting COVID-19. I have Amit Agarwal, who's the Global Senior Vice President and also the India head of Amazon on the live broadcast this morning. Amit, good morning, first of all, and thank you for all the good work that Amazon is doing. I'm going straight to the different initiatives that Amazon has taken. Tell us a little bit about Mission Vayu. Let's start with that.
Yeah, sure. I hope the audience out there is safe and well. Truly, these are challenging circumstances for all of us. And we at Amazon are committing our global assets and resources to the extent we can to drive a meaningful move in how we can save lives. And Mission Vayu came out of that discussion. We were trying to understand what assets would be most important right now. In talking to the government, it was pretty clear that there are some critical supplies, ventilators, oxygen concentrators that are needed now, and speed is important. So we were very lucky to be able to partner with ACT Grants, Temasek Foundation, Pune Platform for COVID. And what we did was we essentially mobilized our global logistics resources to airlift and ship 10,000 oxygen concentrators to India. And we bought 1,500 ourselves. There was a supply that we had found of 8,000 concentrators that we helped ship, and then 500 BiPAP machines. And all these are critically needed. We work with the government to get them to the right place. Also, we have worked with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and the association has a group of U.S. companies. What we are doing is we are airlifting and bringing 1,000 ventilators to India. We have already started the process for us to donate 100 ventilators. The goal is to get them to the hospitals, to make sure that they're installed, they're working, there is training and the service, because you want these units to be usable on day one so that they can start saving lives. And we are trying to mobilize essentially Mission Vayu to be a logistics platform to procure and move supplies as they are needed in the kind of the priority of criticality. So that's what we're trying to do with Mission Vayu.
Amit, no other company worldwide, I'm talking on a global scale, has the kind of, the number of providers, customers, and the employee base to galvanize, an entire sort of a machine to help pitch in at a time like this. So on the providers front, on the customers front, and as a company, I can tell you personally, when we are in the newsroom, we listen to people's calls, mails, messages, and when they write into us, one thing that people are looking for is medical equipment, thermometers, everything related to the COVID-19 treatment. So how are you as a company trying to mobilize and put in all your resources into ensuring that people who need these equipment get it through your platform?
Yeah, I think that's a really important need right now. I think the supply of many of the COVID essentials is healthy. So if you want to get masks and sanitizers and so on. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to work with the Ministry of Health to understand what is critically needed. So there is this large equipment I talked about, oxygen concentrators, ventilators. These are things that we need to bring to the country because just the demand of that has surged so much. I mean, on our marketplace, the demand for oxygen concentrators has gone up 70 times in just the last week. So you cannot really stock up to bring that kind of demand. You have to mobilize resources elsewhere and get the supply. So that's what Mission Vayu is trying to do. Simultaneously, we are looking at other smaller things. You talked about thermometers, oximeters. These are the kinds of things that are, that need supply injection. So we are working with our global procurement, with other countries, and we continue to bring those supplies. We have plans to bring those, and what we are doing is on the ground, we are working with NGOs. There are many of them, whether it's SWAS, Concern India, ACT Grants, and so on, because we want to make sure that we first get them to who needs it most. The small hospitals, the the nursing centers and so on, before they can be made available to customers, it's important that we can get it to the actual healthcare providers who need them most and to the customers who are in critical needs first. So that's our focus right now. I think the supply chain will catch up. The demand is, out of proportion with the supply right now. That will catch up. But the most urgent need right now is to save lives, is to get it in the hands of the hospitals, the healthcare providers, and that's what we are focused on.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that a little bit more, about how corporate India is stepping up at a time like this. Amit, it's such a challenging time, and we've been reporting from across the country. The situation is critical in almost every state, and that's the fact. What's been the role of India, and what do you make of how every big company or every small company, in whatever little way they can, pitching in once again in this fight against COVID-19?
Well, I think we don't. It is existential. It is important. We are at a time where every citizen, every corporation, every organization has to step up and do its bit, and no bit is too small. So this is, you kind of see so many inspiring stories at the ground level. I can give you an example just within Amazon. We have created this voluntary teams in every city that we have employee base in. It's called the COVID warrior team. And what these group of people are doing is they are essentially being on call for any employee, any relative of theirs, any family of them who are in critical need, to provide them information, to somehow bring together a supply. We have created a blood plasma donation mechanism for employees to donate that for other employees. And what we're doing is we're trying to get them supplies, information in whatever shape and form. And I'm already getting emails from employees in the company on how just the timely action has saved the life of their sister or their father. And it's just heart-wrenching, but so inspiring. So I think the actions start right at an individual level. Each one of us can do something, and no action is too small. It ultimately helps one person's life. And then you can kind of, you have NGOs, you have corporate organizations, and then you have the government, all have to come together. Mission Vayu is a great example. We are working ourselves sourcing, working with other partners sourcing. We are working with our logistics. We're working with someone like Pune Association focused on COVID to get the on-ground support. We're working with NGOs to get them to the hospital and to be deployed. And we're working with the government to get the priority list of what is needed. So you have to bring people together. And I'm super impressed by how people are stepping up, but a lot needs to be done. This is the time for us to step up and do our bit, no matter how small it is.
I have to tell you something, on a personal note. I know about the Amazon culture because I've been to it is your biggest campus in Hyderabad. And I was really blown by it. And that's something that I wanted to sort of include in my next question. Supporting employees, their families, and the last mile delivery in the last 1 year has been so challenging, isn't it? You have such a big campus, but most employees are having to work from home. So how are you as a company dealing with the situation post the pandemic since 2020?
No, you're right. Many people have been working from their village or city, or with their parents. So it is a virtual nationwide campus in some sense. And as I said, really our focus right now is how do you keep our employees and their families safe? How do you contribute to saving lives in whatever meaningful way we can? And at the same time, we also recognize that our customers and our selling partners are depending upon us for their lives and livelihoods while they're dealing with this crisis. So we have to make sure that all of these three priorities can happen simultaneously. You cannot do them sequentially. And you have to prioritize. So we are focused on the things that are most needle moving. So in case of employees, as I said, we have set up this COVID warrior team. These are voluntary Amazonians who have sprung up in each of the cities where there is a population of Amazon employees, and they are essentially being on call. They are providing information that they need. We are making rapid testing available to all our employees so that they can ensure that they are being safe. We have created temporary COVID care isolation sites by tying up with hotels so that the employees, their families, their community, whoever they are referring can be safe. I talked about blood plasma donation. That's an effort that we have started within Amazon so that employees that have recovered can help other employees. Also, we're looking at whether leave policies, medical insurance, all the things that might be different in a normal, peaceful situation have to be relooked and changed so that people have one less thing to worry about. And finally, we have also created an Amazon Relief Fund for all our associates, who are delivering. As I said, we have to deliver to customers and make sure that they are okay. And our associates are working hard in the middle of this crisis to deliver essentials. So we have created an Amazon Relief Fund to make sure that as if they are quarantined or they're diagnosed or they have expenses, they can tap into that relief fund and take care of themselves and their families. So it's a three-pronged approach. We have dedicated teams focused on the customer and selling partners. We have a group COVID warrior team that is focused on making sure that we're focused on our employees. And then we have a team that's focused on initiatives like Mission Vayu so that we can do our bit to save lives.
Okay, one last question, Amit. At Republic TV and the Republic Media Network, we have this campaign called Stay Strong India, something which is resonating across the world. You saw it on the Burj Khalifa. They beamed out the message of Stay Strong India as well. That's the mood across India. Everybody wants India to be strong in this hour. Now, I wanted to ask you, now, as far as Amazon is concerned, we hear that, and we keep telling our viewers that there are only two defenses we have in the fight against COVID-19. One is masking up, and secondly, vaccines. Now, what is your message to your employees as far as this fight is concerned? And we hear that, you're going to vaccinate all your employees as well. Is that correct? All your employees and your providers and your logistics and your support staff?
Yeah, so we have taken a commitment to vaccine 1 million people as soon as possible. And this includes our employees, their dependents, our associates, partner companies who work with us, their associates, our selling partners, and their dependents. So we are kind of taking this massive drive because while you can hustle and make things happen in the short term to deal with the urgent situation, I think we all have to recognize that vaccination is a very important lever for us to change the trajectory of the spread. So we are organizing camps in partnership with the government, with other private institutions. We are working with the selling partners and even reimbursing the cost so that they can get themselves vaccinated. Our message to all is, let's get you vaccinated as quickly as possible. And of course, we have to do this in a way so that we don't stress the system further. We have to be very respectful for the entire system. We have to think beyond Amazon. Yeah. So we are working very closely with the authorities to make sure that this is all about facilitating that vaccination happens and in a way that we not only take care of our employees, but the community around them.
Amit, thank you for doing what you are and what Amazon is doing, and thank you for speaking to Republic TV as well. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, and as you said, stay strong, India. Thank you.